Here it is, the final Amsterdam video. What did I eat in Amsterdam? Initially, we didn't really plan out where we're gonna eat, what times we're gonna eat and things like that. However, I was recommended by Jayton to have myself a stroopwafel, and there's the specialty in Amsterdam where they do fries with mayonnaise. To start off day one, we went from Birmingham Airport to Amsterdam Airport, and at the airport we got ourselves a Burger King meal, 625 calories, a Burger King cappuccino which is about 149 calories, and some hash browns which are about 15 calories. Right, so first meal since I've gone off plan. We got cheeky little Burger King over here with a cheeky cappuccino. Final hash brown. Does the job. Solid 7 out of 10 from me. How's your meal, Max?
Very good.
Cappuccino down the drain, down the hole, whatever you call it. If I had one complaint with that Burger King, is this tastes like absolute shit. Freezing cold, the world's coldest cappuccino as well. I think Max has agreed with me, he said it is lukewarm, giving it a technical term, but that's downgraded Burger King's quality from me. Once we landed in Amsterdam, obviously I wasn't too hungry because we already ate at the airport, but we were wondering about, and we were looking everywhere, where can we eat? And of course we ended up at McDonald's. Now we started off regular chicken sandwich. I didn't have the meal, so it just counted as 371 calories. And then I had a regular Coke, but with passion fruit, I think it was, which was about 200 calories. And let me tell you now, they need to bring that to the UK. I don't actually drink Coke, the only thing I drink is water, but you know, next time I want to have a cheat meal in the next few months, I want that regular Coke and passion fruit. It was the best thing I've ever tasted in my life. Honestly, you're going to think I'm over exaggerating, but that is just so nice. It's just so nice. And I said 200 calories, it was 230 calories.
What do you have?
So next up we have the fries, the chips, the mayonnaise things from this place called Fable Friet, and that was 500 calories. On the side as well, I got a Coke can, 250 milliliters, which is 105 calories. First traditional, is it a traditional dish in Netherlands? Freeze the mayonnaise, the cheese, is what I'll call it. It's a bit of a rip-off in my opinion, just chips and mayonnaise, but we'll have a little taste. Ooh. So, honest review on my finished chips. Freeze the mayonnaise, the cheese. Absolute dog shit. There's no difference between that and going kebab rush after we've gone to fucking Riley's to watch a Champions League match. Just chips, mayonnaise and cheese is not worth £10. But no, sorry, that was £7. And then I paid £3 for this shit, which I could have paid 20p for, so I got ripped off and I'm not very happy about it, but I guess it's culture that you have to follow when you're on holiday. I've got to say, you can tell by the video, but I really wasn't impressed. Honestly, it was literally just chips and mayonnaise with cheese, I think, over it. You know, it's nothing special, just eating chips. But the following evening, I was still quite hungry, and I got myself, if you know me very well, you know I love a pizza, especially when I'm on holiday. It always has to be margarita pizza. So I dabbled into a margarita pizza, 800 calories. And I was looking at the desserts, I thought, I've got room for a dessert? Anthony, you're bulking, pal. Get that dessert down here. Tiramisu, my first ever tiramisu. I must say, it's actually very nice. 475 calories. And they gave me half a strawberry, which is on average 5 calories. Final meal of the day, cheeky margarita pizza. Oh, so we have tiramisu as a final meal of the day. I said the pizza was the final meal, but it's this, and a cheeky strawberry on the side. So that wraps up the first day when we were in Amsterdam. I had a total of 3,275 calories, which isn't too bad. I don't want to be checking every single macronutrient, so I just mainly check the calories when I'm in Amsterdam or when I'm on holiday in general. But my main goal was to be in about the 3,000 to 3,500 mark. As I said, I was on my bulk, and my bulk was about 3,100 calories, so to be in and around that number wasn't too bad. Then we move on to the day 2 eats, and we started off by having our hotel breakfast. It wasn't inclusive, so we did have to pay for it. Well, I had a croissant, 2 pain au chocolat, a cheese, chicken, ham sandwich, and a mini little orange passion fruit thing. Altogether is 265 calories for the croissant, 700 calories for the 2 pain au chocolat, cheese sandwich, which is 700 calories, and then for the passion fruit drink, I've put down as 75 calories. So we got a croissant, 2 eclair kind of things, I don't know, and then a sandwich with cheese, ham and shit, and then a cheeky little orange juice mix with peach and all that stuff. Now what I ate after this has a tiny bit of a funny story. So obviously all 3 of us are going on holiday. Now I think all 3 of us expected someone else to buy the shower gel or the shampoo, so it ended up being that none of us actually bought any. So we made a trip to the local supermarket, and by local I mean it was about 25-30 minute walk. There was literally no other place that was nearby, unfortunately. We ended up getting there. By the way, it is ridiculous how much everything costs. I think I paid €8 for a shampoo bottle. This one over here, Head and Shoulders, €8 for this. Honestly, it's an absolute rip-off, Amsterdam. The city's not a rip-off, but that shampoo is an absolute rip-off. But anyway, we got our shower gel. Walked another 25-30 minutes back to the hotel, and obviously I picked up a few snacks on the way. And we opened the shower and there was already shower gel in there. So we made about an hour long walk for no reason whatsoever. But back to the video, I bought myself a Kinder Bueno, which is 111 calories, and then a Kit Kat, 208 calories, and then a Coca-Cola bottle for 210 calories. Right, so at the hotel, got this Coke. First fizzy drink since like September, then a Kit Kat and a Kinder Bueno. Then I've not included this part in the video, of course, but I had a space cake, or one of them little cupcake things, which are edible, and that I've put down as nearly 300 calories. I didn't record too much footage on this day for a very obvious reason I'll speak about in my previous vlog, but I had a pizza straight after we went to a museum, 800 calories. Again, I'm just averaging this out. And then afterwards, we got back to the hotel. I had a Doritos tangy cheese, sour cream Pringles, and Haribo's the Cola gummies. I can't even speak. Right, I forgot to do a recording for it, but I got myself a Pringles can, some nacho Doritos, and also a packet of Coca-Cola Haribo's. Now, funnily enough, this is actually quite a good comparison to people who they don't actually understand how many calories they're taking in, because on this specific day, as I said, I'm not tracking any calories or any of that stuff. I assumed that was my lowest eating day. I always thought I had about 2,000, 2,500 calories, so I'm below my bulking average. I checked and I've calculated it, and it came to 4,200, believe it or not. We want to be specific, 4,199 for you nerds out there. But nearly 4,200 calories in one day is absolutely outrageous. That's the most I've ate since I can remember in one whole day. So to do that without even realising and still feeling like I've not ate enough is bizarre. But we move on to the next day. We got Monday. We didn't have a hotel breakfast because we got to sleep quite late and we woke up after the breakfast point, so we had to just have to firm it. But they still had a little shop in the hotel, so I bought myself one of the little milkshakes, which is 150 calories. So starting us off on King's Day, we have this 150 calorie drink yogurt, which I assume is a milkshake. And I forgot to mention, this was King's Day, so there was going to be loads of places open, loads of burgers, street little vendors and all those kind of things. And where did we start off? We went to McDonald's again. This time I had the exact same meal except with fries. So 371 calories, 337 calories for the fries, and then that regular Coke and passion fruit drink again, 230 calories. I'm telling you, it's goated. Now, straight after McDonald's, I was still really hungry. Again, I'm on a bulk, so it's completely different. You know, I was starving. I got myself a beef burger from this vendor, 600 calories. It was very nice, but I don't like vegetables on beef burgers. They just don't belong. You know, lettuce belongs on a beef burger or cheeseburger, whatever you want to call it. But onions, tomatoes, red onions, get that shit out of here. We don't want to see that. But enough about my rant. In the evening, we went to another cheeky little restaurant. And again, what did I eat? What did I eat? Of course, I had a margarita pizza again. 800 calories, we're averaging that out too. And then I had to. I looked at the desserts, I saw chocolate brownie. It stared me right in the face. I thought, oh, you know what, mate, I'm gonna eat you. So I got myself chocolate brownie. And you know what, it wasn't just a chocolate brownie. It had ice cream on the side, and there was whipped cream as well. So 50 calories for the whipped cream, 200 calories for the ice cream, and 425 calories for the chocolate brownies. So we got a chocolate brownie and 2 ice creams. was my lowest eating day for calories of the week, so that came to 3,160 calories. Then we have the final day, which is a Tuesday, our day we're going to return back to Wolverhampton. Started off with hotel breakfast again, croissant, pain au chocolat ×2, cheese, chicken and ham sandwich, an apple this time, so I did have a healthier option, and then we had the passion fruit drink again. This time I had 2 shots. So shots, I didn't mean shots, I just meant regular drink, but 150 calories for that, 90 calories for an apple, 700 calories for the sandwich, 700 calories for the 2 pain au chocolat, and croissant at 265 calories. Then we made our way to Artis Zoo, Amsterdam Zoo, and after that, I didn't really want to eat in the zoo, just hygiene and all that stuff. So after that, there was a nice little shop, a restaurant, cafe kind of place right next to the zoo, where we got ourselves a burger. I had the beef burger, and I also had chips and mayonnaise on the side. And let me tell you one thing, right? So the first place we went to on the first day, where everyone's gassing up, there's a big queue for this cheese and chips and mayonnaise thing. It was the most meaty thing ever, most average chips you're gonna taste in your life. This place right next to the zoo, regular little cafe. Oh my word, mate, this mayonnaise was one of the best mayonnaise I've had in my life. You know what, I'm not even a picky eater, but the levels, the quality, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm not a restaurant typical kind of guy, I don't know. But I do know, I'm not a restaurant kind of guy, but the difference was unreal, uncanny. So that was very nice. And also I had 200 milliliters of Coca-Cola, 85 calories. It got down the drain very quickly, let's put it that way. They gave us a little Coke bottle. I was expecting some big bottle, 330 milliliters, but that wasn't the case. Anyways, you're probably thinking, Anthony, you didn't have the stroopwafel. You didn't have the stroopwafel. Let me tell you one thing. I had that stroopwafel. That was the last thing I ate in Amsterdam. Kinder Bueno stroopwafel. I was sport for choice. I was looking everywhere. Marshmallows. I can't even remember. But I had the Kinder Bueno stroopwafel, and it was very nice. It's very nice. It's not what I expected. I thought it was very kind of snappy. I thought it was going to be very thick. You know, if someone says to you stroopwafel, I think, oh, it's going to be covered in syrup. You know, big waffle. It's just a little circular thing with some 2 Kinder Buenos on top. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. Well, I'm complaining, but it was still very nice. And yeah, I definitely recommend a stroopwafel if you go to Amsterdam. Sorry. So to total for day 4, again, nearly 4,000 calories, 3,940 calories on that day. So for 2 days, I basically added in around 4,000 calories, and for the other 2 days, about 3,200, 3,500 calories. So for a bulk, you know, Amsterdam is a decent place to go to. You could just go anywhere, there's food, so there you have it. And we're going to end the video there. I am going to be releasing loads of gym style ultra ego episodes. If you want to call it cringe, I don't care. Ultra ego episodes, videos. So I've started my cut for nearly 3 weeks now. I've been changing my leg routine because of what the physio's given me for my knee. I actually want to do a video about my knee as well, the sort of journey of my knee pain. Not knee pain, but like the recovery and the backstory and everything with my knee injury, because it's actually quite interesting in my opinion. And then I also said in my first episodes of these ultra ego episodes, I have an insane story to talk about. And 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, I've still not discussed this insane story. So let me tell you, that insane story is going to come. I don't know when. But it's going to come at some point. But anyways, that is what I had in Amsterdam. Thank you everyone for watching, and like, subscribe with notifications on, and I'll catch you in the next video.